course, we've got Wim. Anyway, hello, YouTube pipe community. This is Gary, the gentleman scholar here. Excuse me a moment. One-handed, that has to be some kind of improvement. Just wanted to say hello. As you can hear by my voice, I'm not fully recovered from my cold yet, although I can still breathe. Not sure what I wanted to talk about when I started this. Anyway, this is one of the first pipes I ever got. I believe it's some kind of poker. Correct me if I'm wrong. Smoky, even though it's a little too early. Norman Rockwell's Santa Surprise. I think Norman Rockwell's the closest thing I have to a favorite pipe tobacco. Who's the manufacturer, I wonder? I don't know. Anyway. Can't get much more American than Norman Rockwell. This one has a tanginess to it, almost like I'm partially smoking a pine tree in the background there. Not bad for Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, ooh, what a nasty phrase, huh? In October. Anyway, my Christmas cards came back, all ready from the printer, so that's all ready to go. I'm cutting them way back this year because it's been a financially ball-busting year, to be quite honest, so I'm going to just have to be selective who I send them out to. I'm ramping up for the 63rd anniversary of Doctor Who next year. I'm sorry, the 60th anniversary, which will be in 2023. My God, it's still burning. Cool. Leo Aldipold linked his YouTube people to a Jack Hargreaves interview, and basically says, yes, it's like lifelong pipe smokers. They just smoke. Americans are like this. And he nailed me, but I used the excuse that I'm a newbie. So that guy's used to having a pipe in his mouth. Kind of a gen I aspire to be myself. But it is a long learning curve. You know, I mean, people didn't think about smoking a pipe back then. You either just did it, or you didn't. There was no, how do I do this right? Are the aesthetics correct? Do I look okay smoking the pipe? It seems like old timers never overthought things. Probably thankfully for our generation. Because if they thought about having kids, thought about raising families, if they thought about the work involved, they probably wouldn't have done it. Because it's a lot of work. That's why I don't have children. I'm just too lazy. I'm a lazy shit. I admit it. Anyway. Nice little smoker. Even though I busted the thing. But it's still a good go-to pipe when you want a quick smoke and a quick chat on YouTube. And I have to say, this is probably my... Ooh, see, I can't talk and smoke a pipe at the same time. Anyway, it's probably my most successful smoke for the last few smokes I've shown you on YouTube here. Either it just stops or I talk too much and it goes out or whatever. Anyway, I'm glad that I haven't completely lost the knack. Um, yeah, I just came back from a 2 day Dallas Fort Worth trip yesterday. And as I said, speaking of lazy, I've got one going to Austin tomorrow. But I hope so. I put it on the drop board, so hopefully someone takes it from me. So I'm lazy, like I said. That's what it's about. Just calm, rhythmic puffing. Got a decent retro hail there. Anyway, Halloween's coming up. Taken it upon myself to read the complete works of H.P. Lovecraft. I've dipped in here and there, but I decided that I would like to read his entire works. I figure if I'm going to read works inspired by Lovecraft, I should know the whole body of work, or at least have read it once. And lest you say, who the hell is H.P. Lovecraft? Howard Phillips Lovecraft. He is probably considered to be one of the greatest horror writers of the 20th century. I think I've mentioned this before. Heavily influenced by Edgar Allan Poe, and a very big influence on modern practitioners like Stephen King, Dinar Kunitz. Well, there's a whole bunch of other, quote, I guess you could call them imitators, proteges. Lovecraft had proteges during his writing heyday. I wouldn't say he was recognized at the time for his work, but within his small like circle of devotees, yeah, he had quite a following. I just read The Color Out of Space, which Nick Cage is in a movie based on that, and I have to say the movie did capture the weird malevolence of the story. Color Out of Space. It's not a color that we can see, but it's messing up our lives anyway. And he describes a color that you can't see pretty well, I have to say. Anyway, I'm slowly working my way through that. And when I'm done a story or I just had enough of it, his writing style is like slowly slipping into cold, crawling quicksand. It's hard to explain. But he really knows how to spin a sentence to create that mood. So when I've had enough of that, I, I'm bouncing. I go back to this detective novel that I'm reading in my e-reader. So I just bounce from out of that and go into that. Duplicity. I forget the name of the writer, but it's a Scottish mystery novel. Because if it's got Scotland in it, it's automatically already better. So not as gritty, not as dark as the Rebus novels, but still, I care enough about the characters and the mystery to keep going with it. So I guess that's all you can ask of a mystery. For me, a mystery is not so much the solving of the mystery, so much as it is the. Oh, I'm bleeding again. Huh. That's nice. Sorry, I'll live with Piper. You're gonna have to wash off your tamper, or maybe just keep it, because adds character. But it's not so much the mystery being solved so much as the journey that you're taking on the way to the mystery, in terms of basically sort of examining the motivations and the personality types that would want to commit such a crime, and for money, for passion, or just because they're batshit crazy. That's the part that fascinates me. And that's why I imagine that a lot of cops and a lot of detectives probably have many failed relationships, because, number one, the odd hours that they keep. Number two, they see a lot of dark shit. Pardon my French. They see a lot of dark stuff, and they really can't take it home. They really can't share it with the family. So, and it be understood anyway. So they see a lot of dark stuff, a lot of nasty stuff being committed for, I don't know, reasons that most of us are able to live without, like extra money or bumping off a wife because you want the insurance money or what have you. But yeah, that's the stuff that fascinates me, like taking a walk through their mind where they could actually rationalize that this stuff was okay to do. Oh, I can get away with it, type thing. And if that's not even counting murder or anything like that, I mean, something has to be broken inside, and in order to stop these folks, in order to arrest them, in order to find out other information, you have to go into their heads, and you better put on some very durable Wellington boots, because there's a lot of muck in those mines. All right, God love them. I couldn't do it. But anyway, I'm sorry if I'm rambling. I'm just cleaning out this pipe here, so my half-assed version of maintenance. I hope all of you are doing well. I'm going to try and make these a weekly thing, because I like the camaraderie. I like a lot of the people on board. The newest one I think I might have mentioned before is a pipe companion. He invites you to sit down in his mother's rocking chair, and he chats with you as if you were really there, which I think is a nice touch. Yeah, I'm always checking to see who's there so I can listen in. I like writing letters, and listening to a good pipe video while writing a letter is always a good thing. Anyway, it's 13 minutes now. Take care of yourself. I'll speak to you hopefully within a week, or in a week. All the best. See you later.